This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Dun 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 dun.
No.
Y'all,
Just
this
stop. Is a sham. Welcome to DBL. It's Thursday, December 9th. I'm Jeff here with my friends Al, Erica, and Tori.
Hey.
Full boat today, huh?
I love it.
Woo! Woo!
I wish it were a yacht.
Or someone would go overboard.
Is he talking about me?
Probably.
No. It was in Christmas jest. Okay, the wait is over and the new Sex and the City. Better get a shot at Tori's face over there.
I'm worried.
I'm kidding.
Okay, go.
I'm kidding. It's nice to have everybody here, is what I
It is.
Thank you.
Yes, that's what I meant to say. So, everybody, get excited because the Sex and the City series is out today on HBO Max. Does that mean we're not going to talk about it anymore? Of course not. SJP attended the premiere in New York City with her husband, Matthew Broderick, and their 19-year-old son, James Wilkie. And we're not giving away any major spoilers, but we will say that Samantha is very much alive, and we learn the fate of another major character. Ooh, dun, dun, dun. The reviews are mixed. The Washington Post calls it a, quote, bloated, laugh-free comedy about grief. Huh.
Wow.
While The Independent said it was so good, Kim Cattrall must be kicking herself for not being a part of it. All right, mixed reviews. Erica,
Sure.
Did you tune in?
Well, I haven't watched it yet. I will watch it tonight.
Okay.
I'm very excited about it.
That's right.
The events. In fact, I'm just going to keep this dress on and make it a whole thing.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, when I think of Sex and the City, like from the franchise to the movies, the series, one of the hardest ones to watch was the first movie where Big leaves Carrie at the altar, and how I still have a hard time watching it because there was such an emotional investment. And for that first comment to be a bloat-free, joyless, whatever they called it.
Not a great comment.
Right. You know, I think some people really connect to that franchise because it's helping them process something they may have gone through. So I don't think that we should just, put it. I think both of the reviews really stand a purpose.
Don't listen to the reviews, is my...
Yeah, I mean, the Washington Post, tell us how you really feel. Like, ouch. Okay, what I really strongly feel, though, is strongly what Erica's saying is that person who wrote that article has a different relationship with Sex and the City than the other person, right? And that person might not have just been involved as much. I was really invested just as much, and I really cared about the Carrie and the Big, and I cared about the characters and the miscarriages and the trauma. So I think that you're right. That reflects more almost on the journalist's relationship with SATC, which is shorthand for Sex and the City.
I didn't even know that.
Did you tune in?
No, I'm watching it tonight as well.
Oh, okay. So we've been talking about this for 16 months and nobody watched it.
Well, because
there's so much to watch.
it premieres tonight.
Yeah, it's tonight.
And it's a series, not a movie.
Right.
Okay.
Right. It's tonight, so there's no way
I thought
that
maybe someone would
we've
wake
been
up
at work all
early
day
and get up and watch it. I don't know.
We've been at work all day. Like,
All right,
Jeff,
well,
what do you want from us?
Wait, so we're going to talk about it tomorrow, too?
Oh,
yes.
Yay!
It never ends.
Right. All right. We have tune in tomorrow. We have a 4-hour special on the Sex and the City. All right, let's go. Jennifer Aniston and her ex, Justin Theroux, got cozy on the set of the Facts of Life recreation. Justin posted this pic of the former couple with Ann Dowd's face in the middle. Justin was a producer for the live in front of a studio audience episode. Are we reaching here? Jen is also on the cover of the Hollywood Reporter, where she talked about dealing with pregnancy rumors in the tabloids and how they said she chose her career over kids. She called the comments, quote, really hurtful and just nasty. I want to get to Jennifer Aniston for sure. Do we want to address the rumors of her and Justin Theroux getting back together, or is that just tabloid?
Should we throw that one out?
That was good. That was good.
We can throw that one.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
let's leave that there. Let's get back to Jennifer Aniston then.
Yeah, I think a lot of women have been transparent since we are in the age of transparency about, the real effects that it has on a woman who's struggling with fertility when someone or millions of people are constantly having conversations about their uterus. I'm 40. People ask all the time, like, oh, are you going to have kids? It doesn't bother me, but I'm not Jennifer Aniston.
Right.
Like if it were constantly coming at me, I think that would be something different. But yeah, I think we are just in an age where it's like, you should know better.
Right.
Yeah, I'm turning 40 in January, and I also don't have kids. And even my mom's like, grandchildren. And I'm like, did you see me on TV today? Like, my career is doing really well, and it's where I wanted it to be. And she's like, grandchildren. Like, so it really depends on how strongly you feel and if there's something wrong medically. But I also say later in the interview, Jennifer Aniston says, why don't they ever pick on, let's say, like Dolly Parton for not having kids? And it's true. The media picks certain people that should be mothers and sort of pushes it on them. And I think she's become the face of that. Where does she have a bump? Does she not have a bump? Like, she really gets the most of, I think, any celebrity that we've seen.
Yeah, and I don't even know if we should say it picks people that should be mothers. She is a person that has made a decision. If she decides to have a child, great. If she decides to have no children,
right,
awesome. It doesn't matter. But I just looked at this as another way to attack women, because you guys can't win. If you don't have any kids and you are wildly successful, then you chose career over kids. If you choose your career, you decide to get pregnant during your career, well, that's why you don't get paid as much. You got to leave for 9 months plus maternity leave. So, or you can stay at home and raise your children and be like,
no
you
ambition
never made
there.
anything up for yourself. Would you just cook all day and iron? So good luck, ladies. Have fun with that. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
You're making us so sad.
No, it's so true. But at the end of the day, I think for me, it's been an exercise in what is it that I really
100%.
want my life to be.
100%.
Because if I think about any opportunity that I've ever had to become a mother, I don't think that would have landed where my happiness would have landed. I think that regardless of what happens in my future and my journey to become a mother, I'm going to be happy that it happened when it happened. Like, I want everything that I have, and I know that my path would not have allowed me to have what I have and also have been a mother at that point. My path. So I have to be okay with that no matter what the outcome is.
That's right. I love that. Well, let's stick on women's careers, shall we? Dax Shepard revealed in the past he was bothered over the fact that his wife made more money than he did. So speaking to Ellen Pompeo on her podcast, Dax said some people on social media, who are these people, would call him out for not making as much as his wife, Kristen Bell. Let's listen.
People say snide on Instagram, like somehow my wife pays for everything. That shouldn't bother me at all. I know how much I make. It's a lot. Yet 2 days later, I'll be hearing that tweet in my head.
Really?
Because that's an emasculating, that person said that to emasculate me.
So this is something me and my wife, or we talk about on the show actually all the time. I really, truly, honest Abe, you know, Lincoln.
Good one.
Yeah, would not care if my wife made more than me. I really would not care. As long as I was doing something. If I was at home eating chips on the couch and lazy, not feeling good about myself, maybe I'd feel some way, but that would just be projection because I didn't feel good about myself.
I feel the exact same way, but I mean, I think that there is a large undercurrent of men that feel like this, and I know this to be a fact because not only do I know I work with successful women now, but I've 15 years in stand-up, a lot of the young women that I came up with are super famous now. Super famous, and I knew them before when they were just kind of low-level famous, and they were having problems then. So I couldn't imagine these successful women finding people, because you would think it'd be like, oh, you make millions, this is great, but it's hardwired into men that we must be the breadwinner. And it's like,
it's not hardwired, it's society wired, and it's leaving.
It's going away.
It's going away.
Well,
like,
the two-person household, yeah.
Right, I'm in the breadwinner, right? And it's not that Brooks feels any certain way, but society likes to play that part, and you're supposed to feel a certain way. You have to make sure you purposefully don't go that route, and you have to just evolve, and that's the way society's going. Emasculating in that way, I think, will be extinct, because women are now getting graduate degrees, and they have accounts.
And everybody's been in this two-income household now for about 15 years. Like, the idea of just like one of you guys working is almost eradicated now. So like, I think a lot of people can accept that somebody might make more money. You need it now.
All right.
My husband heard this and he was like, has the day come? has she made more than me?
We're looking forward to it. Trust me. We'll be right back.
So we're continuing this conversation about women making more, and you know, I'll just be totally honest. I appreciate the fact that my husband does make more than I do, but it's more so because of who he is and like his ability to understand finances in a way that I don't. But I also feel like this is a shepherding time.
Oh, no, I'm talking.
This is like a shepherding time too, where I'm learning more based on his experiences because I know that I'm going to need that in the future. So it's more of a partnership, less about gender.
What's weird for me is I'm the opposite, right? I make more money than Brooks, and I don't do well with keeping the house. I don't do the laundry. I don't do the dishes. I don't do most of the cooking. I don't take nor should I. So
quite honest.
Our partnership is just completely gender reversed.
Okay. And
but it works
perfectly
for us. But to my parents and his parents are a little bit older, it's really strange that he vacuums, he does the dishes, he does my laundry, he makes the bed, and I bring home the bacon. To me, that makes perfect sense. To some people of a different generation, that's really hard to understand.
But that generation never grew up needing two incomes. I don't know anybody, especially if you do have kids, where you're thinking about college in a few years, it's going to be $250,000 on the low end. Like, you have to have two incomes. So the idea that somebody makes more, it's like, I don't know if the both of us will make enough.
I don't know if there's never been a model in our family where there wasn't two incomes, even going back to
It's a very, like 1950s.
Yeah.
Back when women almost could not work.
Well, we couldn't get a bank account till 75.
Secretaries, teachers, and nurses.
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
Really about.
Welcome back to DBL. This next topic is dividing the internet. What is it? Some social media critics are taking aim at certain Christmas movies, saying they should be canceled. So the New York Post came up with a list. Let's take a look. First up, It's a Wonderful Life. Some people are saying Jimmy Stewart's character George Bailey was emotionally abusive, manipulative, and a misogynist. It also lacks diversity.
I don't think we needed that last sentence. I think the first three got it.
Yeah, I mean, they're laying it out pretty hard. Yeah. All right. We'll just leave it there. We'll leave it there. Next up is the holiday. People are taking aim at both the male leads for toxic masculinity. They say Jude Law's character is a womanizer who hurts women just by being himself.
Ouch.
Wow. Then they say Jack Black's character makes a move on an emotionally vulnerable Kate Winslet. I think these are jokes, right?
They have to be.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just look at this and it's just like, who is ever, like I've always said, we're not allowed to argue about something that no one's ever said before. Like when Jeff never got in my car and been like, Al, we need to talk about toxic masculinity. Like that never happens in real life. So I don't know if anybody's ever said that about.
Hey, 2022. There's hope.
This is interesting that they're talking about toxic masculinity and misogyny when they automatically assumed that he moved in on an emotionally vulnerable Kate Winslet. Maybe she moved in on him because her guard was down because she was in a different state. I mean, it does happen. There is a reason that Stella got her groove back.
All right, next up is the Santa Claus. Critics are slamming it for being a fat-phobic and containing several fat jokes which don't hold up in today's world.
I said I think that's the best thing that he could have done. He gained a lot of weight and he went to his doctor.
Yeah.
That's what people should do, right? If you had a massive weight gain, to be like, hey, maybe your diet, maybe there's something else going on, go see your doctor. So shout out to Tim Allen for doing that.
All right, finally, there's Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad's Christmas classic Jingle All the Way. Critics are slamming the movie for its relentless focus on consumerism.
I have a theory. We're all laughing.
These are jokes.
No, they're not jokes. And I think, let me tell you something. I think someone is creating this so that people who, like me, want to have a woke or more evolved culture look bad. Because this makes us look idiotic. It looks crazy. Of course we're not going to cancel these movies. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But
that's insane.
But has there not been dumb things that people are serious about?
Yes, but I think what they're doing is now they're saying, just put them all in there so they look crazy. No one cares.
But here's the thing. We're laughing up here because we know they're jokes. People out there, and I would say 30, 40% of America, do not know these are jokes. They think this is real, and they retweet this on their feed, and they're pushing this out thinking that it's real.
I'm not saying it isn't real or isn't a joke. I'm saying it's being manipulated to look like the woke culture cares about everything when really we care about something specific.
I'm saying no, this country is never canceling anything that Sinbad's in. How about that?
I like it.
Yes.
Coming up on DBL, our interview with Kyle Richards and Betsy Brandt, and why Kyle thought about skipping Paris Hilton's wedding. That's next.
We all know that.
When posts circulate online, we verify to make sure that we have accurate information, and that is especially important when it comes to politics. Like this tweet, posted by Fox News contributor Leo Terrell. He wrote, "President Trump, I've done some legal research. The Speaker of the House does not have to be a member of Congress. Therefore, when the Republicans take over the House in November 2022, you should become Speaker." And this is not the first time we've heard this claim. In October, a verified viewer named Alvin asked us the same question. So let's verify, can a non-House member, like President Trump, become Speaker of the House? Here are sources. Online resources from the Office of the Historian and the Clerk of the House. This report from the Congressional Research Service. And Casey Burgat from the George Washington University. We also looked to Article 1, Section 2 of the U.S. Constitution. And let's start there. The line in question reads as follows. The House of Representatives shall choose their Speaker and other officers. It says nothing about whether the Speaker needs to be a member of the House.
It literally could be anybody.
Our GW expert tells us that the Speaker has always been a House member, but it doesn't have to be. In fact, there have been protest votes before for people like Joe Biden, Colin Powell, Stacey Abrams, and many others.
This has never been tested to the point where someone has won that nomination where then we have to have this debate. But as it stands right now, because it hasn't been disproven, then the House will choose its own Speaker and other officers. A baby's on the table, former President Trump's on the table, potentially a non-citizen themselves is on the table. It's the Wild West.
So we could verify that yes, a non-House member can be named House Speaker, whether it's Donald Trump, Barack Obama, you, me, or anyone else, although historically, it always has been a member of the House. Reporting here at the Capitol, this is Evan Kozloff with your Verified.
Now.
Let's face it, it's always a good thing when the stars of our favorite shows, Real Housewives and Breaking Bad, come together to make a Christmas movie. Earlier, we sat down with Kyle Richards and Betsy Brandt to talk all things you want to know. Check it out.
Kyle and Betsy, welcome to DBL. Now, you play best friends in the Housewives of the North Pole, which is surprisingly not a reality show, but a movie. So before we get to the movie, Kyle, your sister Kathy recently chatted with us about Paris's wedding, and we got to know, how was it and how late did you party?
Good question.
It was a lot of fun. It was 3 days in a row. I was exhausted by the end, but it was beautiful and it was heartfelt and so sweet. And she was just true to herself and, you know, reading her vows. She was funny and adorable, and it was beautiful.
That was a downplay.
Yeah, that
I know.
I was so exhausted. I was like, 3 days. You gotta be kidding me. I'm gonna have to skip one of these things. But my family was not having any of that.
Now, Betsy, people know you best, obviously, from playing Marie in Breaking Bad. What's the hardest scene of that show for you to go back and watch?
I can't watch Hank get shot or die. Just can't do it. And I get that it's pretend, like I'm aware, but I swear to God, my blood pressure goes up when I see it. And I know it's going to happen, but it just like, I live it and it affects me.
I am a huge Housewives fan, as I mentioned before we got started.
Shine.
After party!
This is insane.
Fans are really excited to see you on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, where you were open about your struggles with body image. So can you tell us more about that?
I think for me, it really stemmed from, I was, you know, I grew up with two sisters that were like super skinny and blonde. And I was always like brunette and then fuller. I had, you know, big chest, young and bigger back booty, whatever you want to call it. And it wasn't the style then. I was looking at Charlie's Angels and they were all like, you know, like my sisters were. And it was always what I struggled with. I worked out all the time and, you know, I was dieting and, you know, I was like, why am I not looking like these girls? So I do talk about it and I laugh about it, but I didn't used to talk about it because I didn't want to draw attention to it because I didn't want my daughters to hear me talk like that, even though it was my truth, because I hid it from them because I never wanted them to have those issues, and thankfully they don't. So,
you know, I have to tell you that when I saw you in Greece with Erica and you were taking those pictures, I was really proud of you in that moment because I could feel where you were coming from. So that storyline, and it's not a storyline, I know it's your life, but I thought that was important for us all to see.
Well, let's get to something else.
Thank you.
Speaking of important, Betsy, let's get to this movie. You star with Kyle and the dog. In the Housewives of the North Pole.
That's me barking.
Sorry, my dog. I know.
We have to what's the dog's name? Tell us. Let's talk.
His name is Lando Calrissian.
Really? Star Wars fan.
Yes. The movie.
Made my day. Now you star Betsy. You star with Kyle in the Housewives of the North Pole.
You were cheating, Mrs. Rivera?
Hi, girls. Look at those great outfits.
Got any cookies? Door deliveries are over.
What would your housewife tagline be?
Oh my gosh.
We
Okay.
knew that was coming, Betsy.
No, you did. You told me. I have to tell you, I have to be honest. Like, to me, like, Kyle is just like a really wonderful human and a fantastic actor. I am not versed in Housewives, so I was like, what do you mean tagline? And she's like, someone's going to ask you that. My tagline would be, watch this movie. Watch our Christmas movie and tell everybody you know to watch it and love it and
But
don't
then you
be a
gotta
jerk
throw
at
in an
Christmas.
or else. Well, by the way, the movie has its own great little tagline. You know, it says 2 best friends, only one queen of Christmas, and you're looking at her. How about that?
Oh,
right here.
There you
Right
go.
here.
I just gave you a tagline, Betsy. You're welcome.
Right here. Yeah.
That's a great place to end. Ladies, thank you so much. DBL Nation,
You guys are great.
The Housewives of the North Pole is streaming now on Peacock. Thanks so much, Kyle and Betsy. You guys were a pleasure.
Thank you.
Shout out to Lando.
Shout out to Lando. We'll be right back.
Promotional Consideration is brought to you by
Plenty of questions have come out of the more than 2,000-page infrastructure bill. One THV11 Verify viewer asked, is it true there is some sort of driving tax or fee that you'll have to pay each year based on your vehicle's mileage and how much you've driven that year included in President Biden's Build Back Better plan? This claim and similar ones have made their rounds all over social media. So let's verify. Our sources, the bill itself, Michelle Nellenbach from the Bipartisan Policy, and Scott Hardin with the Arkansas Department of Finance and Administration. Under Section 13,002, it states the National Motor Vehicle Per Mile User Fee pilot program is completely voluntary. The first objective of the program is to test the design, acceptance, implementation, and financial sustainability of a National Motor Vehicle Per Mile User Fee.
So instead of paying at the pump for a gallon, you would pay based on the amount of miles you put on your car. And so the provisions in the bill are to allow folks to opt into a pilot program, an experiment, basically, to see how it would work.
Scott Hardin with DFA confirms their motor vehicle team has also not received any outreach from the federal government requesting they plan implementation of a mileage-based fee. He goes on to say any move to create a nationwide fee based on mileage would have to be established through new, separate legislation. We would certainly alert Arkansans if we received any indication this is a possibility. So we can verify this claim is false. This pilot program is included in President Biden's infrastructure bill, but it's totally voluntary, so there is not a requirement to pay a mileage fee. The only way to create a nationwide mileage tax would be to pass a new bill.
It's not unusual for current and former presidents to wish supporters a happy holiday season.
But an online postcard that shows former President Donald Trump in a tuxedo is raising a lot of eyebrows on social media. The card, which we're blurring because of its explicit nature, was retweeted thousands of times, including by some prominent people who are verified on Twitter.
So let's verify. Is the Christmas card claiming to be from former President Trump real? Our sources are Getty Images, Photo Forensics, and the official Donald Trump merchandise store. The former president is selling holiday merchandise on his website, and his Save America website links to this card, which is not the card that's going viral. No one within the Trump organization has shared the doctored card, and his spokesperson confirmed to PolitiFact it was fake. So, no, the Christmas card claiming to be from former President Trump is not real. Verify traced the original image back to 2019 when former President Trump met Queen Elizabeth. An analysis using photo forensic software showed the former president's tuxedo was edited to make part of the explicit imagery. Many of those who shared the card have since deleted their post. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
There are still people to shop for and gifts to buy. Luckily, our friends at Morning Save have us covered. Check out the deals Steph showed Tori earlier.
All right, what do you have for us today, Steph?
So first up, we've got the Kybal CyboVac E30 robot vacuum cleaner. So this deal includes one robot cleaner, and you can even set up a cleaning schedule in the convenient app. Okay, so normally it's $280, but we've got it for only $129, which saves you guys 54%. Tori, everyone needs one of these. We've got the Alltech Lansing portable Bluetooth speaker. So this deal includes one of these lovely speakers and a leather carrying case for travel. Now, this is normally $100. It's only $19 for
19?
us, which saves you guys 81%.
Oh, thank you, Stephanie.
Now, we've got the Vanity Planet Clarisonic toothbrush with a UV sanitizer. The deal includes one toothbrush with this sanitizing station, and it also has 6 toothbrush heads. So normally this is $98, but right now, Tori, it's only $39, which gives you no excuses because you're saving 60% on getting those pearly white sparkling. And then last, but certainly not least, oh, I think this is so good. We've got the Caloric Wine Lovers Bottle Opener Preserver Set. So it includes one opener, one preserver, a foil cutter, 2 rubber stoppers, and a drip-free wine pourer. So normally this is as much as $100, but we've got it for only $39.
Oh, that's love.
Saving up to 61%.
Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com right on your smartphone. It could not be easier, y'all. Thank you so much, Steph.
There were some good deals on there.
Really good deals.
The vacuum that cleans the kitchen.
The vacuum.
What, am I talking crazy up there?
But the wine savers, the other thing I thought looked really good.
No. Nobody's familiar with the vacuum that cleans.
Well, she was clearly confused.